Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to an MMO Anthropology video, and since this is a questions and answers video, or at least the answers section, I figured that I would make a, however brief, appearance on the camera. It's been a very long time since I've seen all of you, or at least your orange glowing circle of doom. Since we are answering questions about MMO games, I'm going to be going back to an MMO game, specifically Guild Wars 2. Ta-da! And I'm going to be answering your questions for my 200 subs celebration video. So let's move this along and shoot on over into the virtual world. We'll see you there. And for the answers part of my questions and answers session, I'm going to bring you into the Sylvari section of Guild Wars 2. Let's just get our flamethrower on. There we go. And let's burn some pixies, shall we? Burn, baby, burn. For our first question, Something RS asks, which MMOs do you play most often, and are there any particular reasons for these choices? The MMOs that I play the most often happen to be things like World of Warcraft, Star Trek Online, even Star Wars Online. Generally what ends up making me choose an MMO to play is, where are all my friends? What are they doing? How do I get into the game with them? And also, how do I know that I'm progressing in the game? Where are things happening? And what can I do that will build up the sort of things that I go into a game to play? Often this means going into a world that I'm used to, such as Star Wars or Star Trek, or going into a world which was new to me originally in the case of, well, World of Warcraft, but now is definitely a very old hat, but it's also where all of my friends happen to be. The new one that I'm spending a lot of time in right now is Guild Wars 2, because they've introduced a whole bunch of new mechanics, there's a whole new world to explore, and it's giving that sort of weird je ne sais quoi of a universe unexplored, a universe untouched, virgin pixels everywhere, and vistas to discover, things to earn, gems to create so that I can make more characters and try out new game styles and new gameplay. Next question is from Basic Computer Help. What gave you the idea to start MMO Anthropology? I mean, was there anything that inspired you to do one on just MMO games? Well, as everyone might know by this point, I am an anthropologist. That's the focus of my training and my college experience, aside from computer science, and I used to study Mill Avenue, thus the name of the channel that we're on, The Prince of Mill Avenue. However, I'm no longer anywhere near Mill Avenue, and the way that I keep in contact with my friends is via the internet, through computers, through MMO gaming. And there's a huge community right now. MMO gaming is on the rise, and games and video games themselves are a facet of human culture which is spectacularly understudied. There's not many people in there doing stuff. There are a few other anthropologists that I know of who focus particularly on online gaming and MMO gaming, but very few of them have gotten much of a foothold, so academia hasn't spent a lot of time paying attention to this new facet of technology and the way that it affects human beings. I may not be part of academia, and I don't even have my degree yet, but when I do and I publish surveys, etc., and actual examinations of the way that communities form in online worlds, I'm hoping that I can create some impact and actually influence the way that people see MMO worlds, or at least the anthropology thereof. Furthermore, for people who play MMO games, I want to be able to bridge the gap between the academic anthropology and the individuals who play these games. It's very important to me that people understand the facets of the tools that we use, in this case it's video games, and why cultures come together and what interesting things are out there. Thanks for that question. Next question comes from Metin2Guy. My question, which publisher will rule the MMORPG market in the future when Blizzard will die? No doubt all corporations die, although Blizzard right now is doing extremely well staying alive and keeping Battle.net, Diablo, World of Warcraft running, and of course there's Project Titan and the Pandas. I have a feeling that it's going to be one of the major media conglomerates, such as EA, or even Activision, now that Activision is trying to get rid of Blizzard. Of course, I did my questions and answers questions part while I was doing a Borderlands giveaway for the live stream, So that means that I'm going to have to answer a couple questions about Borderlands and Borderlands 2, but here's the fellow who received the Borderlands from the giveaway. And the question is from XXMob. When you live stream, do you play with subs or just friends? Right now, I primarily am only playing with friends because Borderlands, I have 3 friends I'm playing with, and Borderlands only lets us play with 4 people. I don't really have any subs who have wanted to come in and are at the appropriate level. And all of you should come along and watch us Fridays and Saturdays on Pacific time from 9 o'clock to midnight often. Fridays and Saturdays, it's on MMO Anthropology, Twitch TV, MMO Anthropology. Come along and watch us. Keep in mind here, I am looking to play with you guys, you subs of mine, especially if we can get into an MMO that allows more than 4 people in a party. I would like to live stream with people running around in an MMO if everyone has one to show off the way that the game works and how people have fun together and that sort of thing. So keep giving me suggestions on games to look into. Tell me what you would like to live stream when you're around, and we'll be jumping in together sometime and you can run around with me. The next question is from The Punishing Thing. What's your opinion about the graphic style of Borderlands? I like it. Okay, that's probably a little bit too short for you. Pretty much, Borderlands has this sort of cartoony, very cel-shaded effect to it. The graphic style is extremely simple, but when you're actually shooting at things and they're jumping out at you, it has this comic book explosion and splash thing going on that I enjoy greatly. So I like it. It's pretty much as far as I can go with that. Finally, last but not least, from my friend Kristen Nicole, asks what my dream collaboration would be. Who would you love to team with or contend with in an MMO, and which game? Frankly, actually, I would love to play against Richard Garriott, Lord British, who developed Ultima Online. And at the moment, I prefer to do it in Guild Wars 2. However, any game of his choice would work for me. In fact, truth be told, the primary reason why I'd want to play alongside with him is to pick his brain about what it was like developing one of the very first MMOs with Ultima Online and how his world has changed everything, and what it's like to be one of the progenitors of an entire form of entertainment. Well, that's about all the time I've got for today, guys, and that's all the questions. The next question and answer will probably come around 300 subs. Hopefully we'll be there soon, and I'll be looking for another giveaway when that occurs. To the rest of you, thank you for coming along. This has been another MMO Anthropology. Good night, and good dreams.